action! Hello everyone and welcome to Wolff&Schafe podcast. My name is Magdalena and this is my little co-host Tamara, the kitty. Meow! This is episode 18 and we have Wednesday, May the 11th of 2016. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and chat with me about all crafty things. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Please feel at home here. This is a knitting, spinning and dyeing podcast. And you might wonder what this is. I mean, you probably know, but why I'm holding it and using. So last week was my birthday and I got this as a present from my husband Gleb because he cares about my podcasting, so he thought it might be useful. I mean, he was buying some things at the store with such things, and he saw this and thought, oh, this will be great for my wife. So yeah, I thought it might be fun, and I wrote the number of the episode. There's a little sheep, there's a little wolf, and there's also a cute little domara there. So, and I have already smudged my name. So, yeah, that's how I will be starting my podcast from now on. And, okay, so you can find me on Ravelry. I'm Wolff there, and on Instagram under my full name, Magdalena Wolff, with double F. And what else? Yes, we have a Ravelry group. If you enjoy my program, please join the group and subscribe this channel on YouTube. All the show notes are always down there under the video, in the video description. And yeah, as I said, it's a podcast about my crafty life in a little town near Zurich where I live with my husband Gleb and our 2-year-old son Stasio. So I think we can start with knitting, and this is my finished object. It's not blocked yet, so I think it will look even better, but for now I'm just so happy with it. I will just turn around so you can see. But yes, it's meant to be without buttons, so it can be worn like this. This should, like, blocking should fix this rolling up. And yes, I am delighted, and really I'm tempted to keep it for myself. But unfortunately this is meant for my friend Iga, so to her it will go. But yeah, I really love how it turned out. It took some time, I think around 2 months or more to complete, but I'm very happy with how the contrasting color / border with the rombi pattern turned out. You can see it here. And I made it in contrasting color simply because I ran out of yarn. But now I think it was a perfect move. It adds to the character of the fabric of the like whole garment, and it looks great. Also, the border itself, the color itself, took me, I weighed the yarn. Out of 100 grams, a gram skein, I have only 40 grams left, which means even if I had one skein more for this because the gray is Debbie Bliss Cashmerino in sport weight in mist colorway. It's 50-gram skeins. So if I had not 6 but 7, it would still not be enough to complete this sweater. So luckily enough, I found a solution, and Iga approved before I started, so I could, without any stress, I could finish this project. So I'm very happy. I knitted it on 3mm needles, and the body was knit on wooden needles, Knit Pro or Knitter's Pride Symphony. I think it's the colorful series out of birchwood, and one of them got broken somehow on the join, so it would fall off of the cable and I would lose stitches. But luckily enough, I just ordered Knit Pro carbons, and that was such a change. Really, I love not knitting with wooden or bamboo needles. They're just not for me. I suppose it also has to do with your gauge. Maybe my gauge is tighter, who knows? And that's why I don't enjoy working with needles on which the stitches don't move smoothly. But anyway, this border I finished on the carbons, and it was such a nice change, really. But again, I will have to buy, well, if I want to knit on the plain, I will have to buy another wooden or bamboo 3mm needles, because that's what you do when your one pair breaks, right? And as I always say, I love this little cute diamond detail here. So yes, this took 6 skeins of 50 grams plus 60 grams of this one. So quite a lot. But yeah, I have to give it to Iga, don't I? I want to keep you. So yes, it has to go. I'm going to Poland again in May, meaning this month exactly. So I will have the opportunity to give it to her. I think she will be pleased, and it should fit her. I mean, it's not a garment that would. Well, it fits me, and I'm a bit bigger than she is because she's a very tiny person. So it should be alright. Alright. Let's have a sip of tea. This time I'm drinking this. I usually stick to loose leaf teas because I'm a tea geek. But yesterday I bought this. It's famous Twinings, and it's Lady Grey, which I really like. I really like Lady Grey because it's with bergamot, I think, and some of my favorite, like all-time favorite flour, which is corn flour. I know it's just nothing special. You normally don't buy it in a flower shop. It's just something that grows here and there, but I just love it. It's just so beautiful, and also I have my memories from childhood when I was small and spending a lot of time with my grandma, and near her place there were a lot of fields with wheat. Is it? Yeah, you know, things you make bread out of. So so they would grow there, and very often poppies and cornflowers grow in the fields. So we would walk the path, and she would say, "Oh, just wait here, and I will go there and pick you up some flowers." And she would emerge with a cute little bouquet of cornflowers. So these are my all-time favorites, and they are beautiful. I love their color. It's just awesome. So yeah, so I also like the taste of Lady Grey. And since this is by appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, I think it should speak for its quality, right? So okay, this was my finished object. I will just need to block it. I could block it yesterday, but I wanted to show it to you, because if I washed it yesterday, it wouldn't be dry till today. So I just waited. I can do it today, right? And so what else is on my needles? I have this little thingy. I think last time I showed this to you. Yes, I still have only one row. I know many people on other podcasts are just going crazy with them, and they're knitting lots and lots of squares. I only have two new squares, but I finished the cardigan, so yay me. Anyway, so last one I showed you, I think, was my hand spun, and it's much bluer on the camera than it is in real life. But yes, I really enjoyed knitting for the first time in my life with my own hand spun yarn. And these two, well, these are nothing really special, because these are both Cascade yarns, 220 sock yarn, but I enjoyed the project that I made with them. With this one, I made my Mystery Plus Manners gloves. This was my main color, and also I just finished knitting socks for my other grandma, the non-knitting grandma, and with this one I knitted socks for my husband, and also for our son. So these are really nice, cozy memories. So yay, it's still the first row, and it will be growing in this direction. I have some yarns that I showed you last time. I'm thinking about adding this that I used for the cardigan, and because it's a bit thicker yarn, it's sport weight, but I think it would be okay to use it if I use my hand spun, which is not the same weight all the time, all the way. Maybe it's okay. So as I showed you before, I have this self-striping, just leftovers of the leftovers. Because of this, I knitted a pair of socks for me and a hat for Iga also. I mentioned her before. She makes beautiful things in felting technique, and she also makes macrame. And I don't have it with me right now, but she made a beautiful strap for the obi belt for me, for like kimono accessories. So I'm very grateful, and I knitted that's a cardigan for her. So I'm wondering, this color, this is like olive green thing, it's not so easy to match it anyway. Maybe it would go better here. No, totally not. Yeah, I will have to think about it. I have more yarns, as I said. I have a lot of my hand spun still, and a Knits yarn that I used for my last pair of socks, meaning for me. This might look better. Yeah, I have to think about things. I still have this much of this mustard cascade yarns and this much left of this denim one. So yay, I'm enjoying it, and especially because this all is made out of yarn that I used for other projects. So it really is cozy memories blanket. I think about all the projects when I look at this. So yay. Okay, this is it, and I'm knitting on DPN's Zings 3mm needles. Oh, so I also have a new project because I finished socks for my grandma, so one has to cast on another pair of socks. So I'm very excited about it. Ta-da! So, again, 2 at a time on a long cable. And these are, oh come on camera, now you cannot not work with me. Focus, please. Please, camera, focus. Do it for me. Yes, almost there. I don't know how to force it to focus better. But anyway, you can see the colors. Again, they are more bluish than in reality, but it's a colorway that it's really hard to catch on a photo. You have to see it live, I'd say. Really, I'm annoyed with this camera. But anyway, I have a cute progress keeper that I made. It's a unicorn because this is Wool & Vine yarns and Kristen loves unicorns, so I thought it would match my project. And it's on her Blit base, which is sock yarn with stellina in it. And it's my first time also with stellina. Oh, please focus on this. I command you. Oh yeah, now you can see how gorgeous the shifts of the colors. These really awesome speckles of purple, and you have to be quite brave with colors to combine greens with purple, because it's very easy to get mud. I mean the muddy color instead of bright clear colors. So yeah, you have to be careful and experienced with that. And I love this colorway. This is a skein that I got from Kristen as her thank you for test knitting her Wildes Meer shawl. And I have these two, the cake and the ball. And they live in my sock. Oh no, don't run away. Yeah, in my sock project bag, which I love, and it has a Knitting Goddess badge. Yes. So I have just finished knitting toes. I finished decreasing for the toes, and I'm just knitting on the foot. And it's something I really needed, because recently I had all of my projects were such that I had to pay attention, and now I could just do whatever or just not think and knit, which is very relaxing. So this is a project that I needed, and I think the yarn is beautiful enough for me not to add any pattern, and it will really shine in this plain stockinette stitch. So also recently I watched the most of you probably know her, Molly of Handspun House podcast, and yarns too. Oh, she has beautiful yarns. I'm really, yeah, again tempted. Temptation is everywhere. And she's in Europe too. She's in Germany. Not that far away from where I am now. So yeah, anyway, she started Stellina, the spring summer Stellina knit along. So I thought, yay, this is my first Stellina project, and let's join. So I joined this knit along, and this is exciting. I have, I think, only one more Stellina skein of yarn, and it's by Jinx Yarns. It's also beautiful. So yeah, this is exciting and this is really fun. And I can't imagine how lovely it will be to put these on my feet. And of course I'm planning, once I'm done with these, to knit one pair of socks for one member of my family, because they all want them. They all want socks, but it's some knitters are very fast with their socks. For me, it usually takes 1 month to complete a pair. So of course I knit on other projects like sweaters or cardigans, or shawls, but still it's pretty slow, I'd say. So yeah, so I still have some pairs to knit, because for now I only made for my husband, our son, who has tiny feet anyway, and for my grandma. So this is all, and I have a sister and my parents to knit socks for. So, and also, well, it was very tempting to join Kristine's. Hi, Kristine. Box of socks knit along, and I really wanted to, but since I'm so slow with these, and this is knit along that you're supposed to have at the end of this year, you're supposed to have a box of at least 12 pairs, which is 1 pair per month, and I won't be able to have them because I knit them for people. So, oh, also 1 pair for my friend Melissa, who's in Japan. So yeah, I won't be able to knit them, and I also have a queue filled with sweaters and cardigans. So it's sad, but I won't be able to join this knit along. But I like following it. So, and every time Kristen mentions it, it's pretty exciting, because socks, they are so awesome. Who would have thought? Before, I didn't know how awesome knitted socks can be. And I'm knitting on my Chowgoose 2.5 millimeters on very long cable. I have also the US size. It's 1.5 US size, and it's 120 centimeters, so very long cable, so I can manage with 2 at a time socks. And I mentioned previously that I wanted to order size smaller needles, which would be probably US 1, and in the millimeters, in metrics, it would be 2.25. And I ordered them, and it turned out that they are also 2.5. Like, I got the package with 2.25, and then I measured them, because they totally don't look different to me. Then I measured them, they were the same, and then I realized they also have here, probably my camera won't be willing to focus, but they have it written on the needles, the size. Yes, you can see it, right? So it's written on them, it's 2.5 and 2.5. So I have 2 pairs in case I want to, well, knit on 2 pairs at the same time, because I might, right? I might knit on 1 pair, I might want to knit an intricate pattern, and on the other plain vanilla, for example, right? So, well, anyway, I have 2 sets of 2.5, so I don't think I will be buying 2.25 now, because I'm doing fine with 2.5, so I tried. I really tried. So, oh yeah, and the colorway, of course, I forgot to tell you. This is Neptunia, and Kristen was so lovely that she allowed me to choose the color, like any of her colorways, and I was really in love with this colorway. So I chose Neptunia, and she really kindly dyed it for me. And this is my foot. It's together here. Of course, it will be with a fish lips kiss heel, because I love it. Okay, so this is it for knitting, and spinning this week did not really happen. You can see my wheel here. I have spun a little bit, namely one of these Rolex and half of these, which is, this is the Woolly Witch Rolex, which I really like. This is Pokes from Harry Potter, the Phoenix, and this is River Are Mists, which is interesting because, well, I will talk more about it in my last section about like what's going on in my life. But I've seen the River Are recently, just last Thursday, because it's a Swiss river. So yeah, it did not happen because I had a visitor. My father was here. He basically came to visit my son. Well, he came also because it was my birthday on May the 3rd, and also there was a holiday here last Thursday, so the daycare was closed, and because Thursday was a holiday, so the daycare decided, oh, we're closing also on Friday, why work? So yeah, so Stasha was at home most of the week, and my father could be with him, spend some time, allow me, Gleb and me to have a little relax, and we spent a lovely time. One day, it was on Wednesday, the daycare was working, but only till 4 o'clock, so I had the time to podcast, and then I went out with my dad to have some quality time together, and we had lunch, and then we went to Sprüngli. Sprüngli is a Swiss chocolate company, and they have cafes where you can eat their cakes and drink their chocolate, and well, eat also lunch type food. But well, we went there for the chocolate. So, and it's the best hot chocolate I have ever drunk. It's just amazing. I always order the dark chocolate beverage, and my dad enjoys hot chocolate with Williams. So yeah, we had a really lovely time together, and it was one day after my birthday, so it felt like celebrating my birthday together with him. And when I was a kid, it was my favorite thing to do on the birthday, because in Poland, May the 3rd is a holiday. It's a national holiday because it's the Constitution Day, and it's free. It's a free day. So my dad wouldn't be working, and we could go. My favorite scenario would be first to go to a bookstore, maybe buy some books for me, and then go to some kind of a cafe and have some ice cream. So that was my thing for birthday, and I was very happy that even though I'm 31 now, I could do similar stuff with him now. So it was very nice. But because Stasio was at home a lot, I did not get the chance to really spin. Because sometimes in the evenings I'm pretty tired and I don't spin. Sometimes I do. That's how I manage like half of this row leg. But other than that, yeah, we would just talk with my dad and Gleb and relax. So that's how I did not get to spin much this week, which I plan to change this week, because Stasio goes to daycare from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So these are my 3 days that I have for podcasting, relaxing, and dyeing yarn. And I need this time, really. Being a full-time mom is quite exhausting. Unless you are really gifted with children and this makes you really like you feel it's something for you. Other than that, if you are just a regular person like myself, you need some time off, just off. Go out of this maternity world sometimes to regain yourself. And yeah, so anyway, let's go to the next segment. I have ordered new sock blockers, because you might remember the ones I bought before. These were Knit Pro Aqua, the plastic in like blue, the transparent blue. And they were supposed to cover up to size 37, a size, which is my shoe size. My shoe size differs depending on the maker from 37 to 38. So I was afraid I would have the blockers too big, that they would stretch my socks too much. So I bought the smaller ones, and they are ridiculously small, because they were from 35 to 37, and my grandma, for whom I knitted the checkboard pattern socks, she has size 35, really tiny feet. And even for her socks, they were absurdly small. So I don't know what they were thinking with the sizing, but it's ridiculous. So I decided, no, I want proper sock blockers. So then I went to Etsy, of course, and to different places on the web. And I realized that you can have fabulous sock blockers, but not really in Europe. There are not many makers in Europe. And I found really fun blockers and other accessories in Australia. But then I realized that the shipping will be the same price as the items themselves. So it really didn't speak to me. This deal was not really speaking to me. So I found a company in Finland. I have been to Finland when I was a child. I think only to Helsinki. But anyway, I would love to go there again. They have many things that I love, which is, of course, the nature, the fjords, the history. I, for example, love their Kalevala. You should check it out, Kalevala. I read it like already many years ago. It's awesome. These are like it's an epos, a poem, like a very long poem about Finnish mythology. So they have that, but they also have, of course, the Moomins, which I love, and they have Nightwish, which I also love. So yeah, yay Finland. And they also have these awesome sock blockers. So the company is called, I don't know whether I pronounce it properly, it's Sukkaplokki, which I suppose means sock blockers, pronounced the Finnish way. I'm not sure. Please, Alexi, if you're watching and you can correct me, please tell me. But I think it is. It means sock blockers. So you can order sock blockers on his Etsy shop in a surprise me colorway, which can be something like this. I think it's really fun. On the other side, it's just plain gray, and this size is woman's 38, which I think should fit me perfectly, and they really look like this size. They are much longer here than the Knit Pros Aquas that I had. And I have also ordered, before I got the other parcel from this Polish fiber store, the wraps per inch measurer. It's just a simple tool, but oh, we all love gadgets, don't we? And it has the Sukkaplokki engraved here. And what is special about this company is that they make these from recycled materials. So it spoke to me, because they are more expensive, but then I don't pay for the shipping from far away, so I can invest more money, and also it feels better that I'm using a recycled plastic. And everything that I got from them, it did not have any foil inside the package. Everything, every tag was cardboard, and it was attached with some strap. I think this is their card, and I really like this paper. It has some nice surface here, interesting. And they make knitting accessories, spinning accessories. They, for example, make these really cute. Well, they remind me of Russian matryoshka, with for measuring your needles, and I think also like a bit of jewelry. And I also got a gift, which was very nice. We all love gifts. So this is, I already attached it to my beautiful butterfly bag, where my Mira sweater lives now, but I'm not showing you my progress because there is no progress. So, but I will be, now that I will be knitting on this, since the Rombai cardigan is finally finished. I can work on my Mira sweater. So anyway, I have attached this here. This is a very cute little gift. Don't want the camera. It has this motto: knitting is not a crime, and it has, you can distinguish between 3mm and 3.5mm needles. I think it's just like a sample of their products, and it's very nice. I really like it, so I attached it here. And also Alexei from Sukkaplokki, I wrote to him because I thought that his his store, his brand, everything is really well thought over. Everything is matching together. There's like an idea behind the whole business. So I wrote to him that I admire that, because I'm just starting with my business and I'm like looking at each other's work. And he really, really kindly replied to me. He's a really nice person. So hello, Alexei, if you're watching. It was very nice to meet you on the on the web. And also, I got a story in my package. It's both in Finnish and in English. The story of the business. So it started with, of course, Alexei's wife asking him for sock blockers, because she's a knitter and she needed sock blockers, and he made her and some spare sets as well. And that's how it started. People loved these sock blockers and he started making them. So I think it's a really nice story. There's always, like with Chowgoos, there is the story of an aunt who was testing all the new needles the gentleman from Chowgoo company were making, and she was giving them advice and making suggestions. So yeah, this is a nice story, I think. So I have some dyeing to show you. And what should I start with? So I will just tell you that I had a little quest after my perfect pale blue colorway. And I did like 3 attempts, and the third one was finally the thing that I hoped for. All other, like 2 others are very pretty, but these were like by accident. They went different direction. They became something different that I was going for. And the third one is finally the one that I have planned. So this is the product of my attempts, because last week I showed you the first one. It's one of a kind, and this one also will be a one of a kind. I had some fun with speckles this time. And I think the camera is pretty accurate. It's just pale blue with some navy blue speckles here. I think it's very cute. And this will be my colorway. This is my perfect, cool, pale blue with speckles. It has some brownish and grayish speckles here and there, not too much. And I'm really satisfied. And as a pair, because last week was all about greens, and this week was all about blues. So this is my other one, and it's almost a solid colorway, but it has these brownish stains, I'd say. Camera. Okay. Now, yes. This is the thread that's the strap for the yarn. It's not like the yarn is falling apart. So yes, I'm very happy with it, and look how lovely they look together. I think they would make a really nice project together. And how I called them, there is this band. I mentioned Nightwish. I really like Nightwish, but there's another band that is my favorite band. It has been for many years now. Whenever they publish a new album, I buy it. It's just that. So I got inspired, and I called these names of their songs. They made like a twin albums that tell together, they tell a story inspired by the Faustus, Dr. Faustus story. And so I picked one song from every album. First one is Epica, and the other is Black Halo. So this one is called On the Coldest Winter Night, and please check out their songs if you're into symphonic metal at all. They're beautiful. And this is On the Coldest Winter Night, and this one is Soul Society. And together there are my... Did I mention the name of the band? I did not. So it's Camelot. Camelot, like the castle of King Arthur, with a K, Camelot. And they are an American band, but their main voice is from Scandinavia, I believe from Norway. And the previous, because the albums that I mentioned, that these are inspired by, there was a different leading singer, but he was also from Norway, I believe. So I think that it's just a climate that the best heavy metal bands come from Scandinavia, from northern areas where there is little light, where there is cold and gloom is everywhere. So this is how it is, I suppose. So these are the pair. And to change the topic completely, and they are on 100% superwash BFL, finger and weight. The same goes for this one. So I got an idea that I could make a collection of colors, and I have just started working on it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I decided to choose a topic which would be Japanese flowers, because, well, I'm a Japanologist, and I know a thing or two about Japanese aesthetics and how much they love nature and their flowers. I majored in Japanese aesthetics, my main topic being Japanese painting, if you're curious. So anyway, I started a collection of Wolff&Schafe yarns called Japanese Flowers. And this is the first one. And all of my friends that I asked, they all guessed. Like all of my friends living in Japan, they instantly knew that this is cherry blossom, it's sakura. Because if you say a flower in Japan, it usually means sakura. Simply. This is like the queen of all flowers. So I just had to. And I really love this colorway. It's a solid colorway. And it's so gentle and subtle. And I think it would go great with other colors. Like, for example, On the Coldest Winter Night. This would make great shawl, I think. Don't you think? It would be really, really nice. And I have dyed just yesterday the second colorway, which is this. And this is less obvious, but still I think many people have a chance of guessing. And this is Wisteria, which is Fuji in Japanese. Like the Fuji mountain, but written with totally different character. So So anyway, just pronunciation is the same. So this is also a solid, really pale, lovely purple, and I'm also very happy with it. They also look pretty cute together. So I already have ideas for next ones. There will be, there will be at least 3 of them together, but it's possible that there will be more. And this yarn is light fingering, 50-50 BFL and baby alpaca. They're very, very nice and soft, and I suppose they would be warm, but still it's a thin yarn, so you can make really airy garments out of them. So I think this is it for my yarn dyeing, and we have only one segment left, which is, well, just my everyday life here in Switzerland. And we finally got some warmer weather, because I'm really, I think I said that before, I'm really not used to having bad weather on my birthday. May the 3rd in Poland is usually really sunny and beautiful, and so it was this year too, at least in Warsaw. I had some information from my family, but yeah, this year it really rained, and it was just gloomy. But recently we had some nicer weather, which means my allergy started. That's the sign of spring, but only a little bit this time. I think the hotter it gets, the allergy will be worse. I have, hay fever, itchy eyes. It's really annoying, but well, many of us suffer from that. And so yes, my husband just yesterday bought 5.5 kilograms worth of watermelon. Like, he bought one watermelon, but it was huge, not a round one, but this, this shape. And for your information, I checked it, 5.5 kilos is 12 pounds. So you can imagine how much this weighs, and we still have, like, our refrigerator is full of watermelon right now, and we have a tiny refrigerator, because Swiss refrigerators are not that big anyway. And our son and my husband, they both love watermelons. I like them too, but well, they're okay. But they were delighted yesterday, and we still have, like, I think we ate, the 3 of us together ate 1/4 of this huge watermelon. And about my audiobooks, I'm still enjoying them, and I'm on Harry Potter's 3rd book. For those of you who don't know, I have read Harry Potter at least 3 times, like the whole series, but I'm really enjoying listening how Stephen Fry reads it, and I can listen to it and do some housework, or when I'm going to the grocery store, and other things that can be improved by Stephen Fry, I improve them. So yes, I love Harry Potter. I really do, and the 3rd book is really excellent. I think many of you would agree with me on that. And the last thing is that last Thursday we went to the capital city of Bern, and because we need some visa making to go to Belarus, because my husband has family in Belarus, and I and our son, we need visas to go there, and there will be a wedding next month, so we had to travel to Bern to get the visas. And using that opportunity, my father was also with us, so we just made a trip. And I love the river Aare. It's so beautiful. It has this pale emerald color. It's just beautiful. My dad suggested that it often happens when you have a lot of calcium, like underneath, and it gets into the water, and it affects the color of the water. I think it's very beautiful, especially when it's sunny. It's just amazing, and I was really pleased because Zurich has the lake, and the lake is absolutely beautiful, and Bern has the river, and it's also amazing. And of course, Bern is a city of bears, so they also have bears there, and you can see them. Right now, I think they have, well, I saw 3 of them, two females and 1 male. And I think one of them is called Björk, like this singer, you know. She's also kind of amazing. So our trip was quite nice, and you have like a really nice path near the river where you can walk together with your family, and there is a lot of trees that give you a shadow when it's hot. I was delighted. We didn't go to many places because with Stasio it's always well, you don't do that much sightseeing anyway, but we had a great time. And they sell delicious bear-shaped cakes, like small cakes. They're not cookies because they're not hard. They're like sponge cake, really tasty. I bought one for Stasio and one for myself, and they were very, very delicious. So I think this is it for this week. I suppose I will be continuing with my Japanese flowers collection, and please let me know what do you think about these. And thank you so much to everyone who wished me happy birthday last week. It was so nice, and I love all my viewers. I'm really happy to see your comments and messages and everything. So thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Fixing his whiskers. And happy knitting. Meow. Bye.
Wake up.